on the impermanent, impermanent, and it can conduce you realize that the sameness of all the phenomena. And at the first, again explanation, meditation on impermanence makes you cut your tired with the thinkings of this life. And in the middle, it's conduce to your casting of the old clinging to the samsaras. And when we are more analyze the characteristics of the samsara, environmental in a living being, included ourselves, positions, animate, inanimate, whatever existence in the cyclic existence, there is nothing kind of the permanent and stabilities, forever things. And when we see that really to direct that, and then it's like there's more kind of the renunciation, discursive thoughts, castings, and like kind of the making more. It's like meaningless, and like really in the samsaric appearances are like dream. There's not kind of the pointless, and inside there's not kind of the need to like holding something, and this kind of the clinging to the samsara can easily to cut, reveal, or to return. And then afterwards, we have hesitation, we turn, casting of all the clinging to the samsara. Then in the end, it help or conduce, take up the path of the nirvana. And the nirvana means it's like kind of the peace, happiness. And also it is like the beginning when we are doing the positive things. Like if you stop the killing, stealing, and 10 negative start, you are like stopped, to abandon, or to take the engagement in palmast or the vows. At that moment, you're like kind of the beginning of the peace, beginning of the happiness, beginning of the authentic life. And therefore, we can to say is the nirvana means is go beyond the samsara, go beyond the sorrow, go beyond the negative things. And then when we are like automatically to going or the follow up the path of the nirvana, path of the peace, path of the happiness, and it can take us or give condition to help by the meditation of the impermanent. And therefore it is very important. And on other is the such the benefit. At the first meditation on impermanence makes you develop that faith. And it's like faith, what does it mean? Faith not only into the lamas or deities or Buddhas, something like this. You have faith into the positive activities. You have faith in negative activities. According to your faith, according to your trust, according to your confidence. These are both positive and negative. And then one is you want to adopt, you want to more to make, to develop, you want to do. One is like you have more hesitations. Like faith means you trust. If I do any kind of negativities, to do this and that, 100% is a maturation is the negative. And this is the inevitable. This is the realities. You understand this faithful, truthful realizations, like then it's like easily to abandon, easily to denial, easily to give up. And like this, and also faith is not only like kind of the some lama or some is like a deity or some god or not. The need to faith through the causalities, inevitable of the causalities, really confident through causalities, and understood the inevitable of the causalities. And then it's like, this is a wonderful. One is like we have faith or the trust really to understand inevitable of the causalities. Then this like kind of two activities, and to abandon the negative activities, to adopt the positive activities very, very easily. And automatically we can to do like this. We naturally activity become. This is very important. And we understood negative is the cause of the negative result. Positive is the positive result of the happiness, and like this. In the middle also is the conduce to the diligence in your practice. In the middle, of course, when we are thinking about the impermanent, how much is become the diligent. And we is like kind of the hurry up, want to do. And like this, it is like a Buddha also is like when he understood in the suffering of the samsaras, he saw as the suffering birth, sickness, death, and hunger, poverties, and something, many things he saw like this. And he says, I'm in pain, I'm really that kind of suffering, I need to do something. He understood that, and then it's very diligently. He left from the palace, and also he took the 6 years, very diligent to do some positive things. Because to understand this situation, samsaric situation. And once we understood that this impermanent of the samsaric characteristics, and then as we studying the Dharma, want to practice positive things, and generating bodhicitta, develop the like wisdoms, and to try to understand the essential nature realities, and to do this kind of meditations, become very diligent. This is the essence of the diligent, is that someone has enthusiastic, inspired to do the positive things. Doing positive things, happy, that is the essence of the diligent. And not, of course, negative, doing negative things and then to be diligent. It's not like this. And want to do positive, also diligently, that is the positive diligent. And there is like the transcendent of the religion, the diligence essence like this, to practice positive. In the end, it is conducive that helps you give birth to the wisdom. And of course, it's like we are like developing right now our own wisdom. Wisdom is like at the moment our like cognitive, this mental mind. It is a cognitive. It can cognize it, what is the good, what is the bad. But it's not that sharp, not that profound. But it's like we can to develop, to study, really follow up the logical, syllogism, reasonables, and also philosophies. Really, it's like we are kind of massage our own this cognitive mind. And then it's the cognitive mind of the wisdoms to more and more developed. Maybe there is like we can to get the primordial wisdoms here. For example, like same as our schools. When we go to the primary, like kind of the beginning kindergartens, they can call to the children's, like a school's name is the kindergarten, beginner. Then it's like when we go to the high school, junior school, maybe it's like more advantageous because of our wisdoms. And then it's like before this, like the universities. It's like really high school, and before the university, and that time is high like kind of schools. You have special students' names. The class is also advantages. Then you become the like kind of go to into the universities, and then it's a university student. Oh, they are very intelligent. That time you got these wisdoms. Maybe someone wants to become a great doctor. Someone wants to become great science. Someone wants to become great engineers. Maybe chemistries, mathematics, and the physicals. Many things that you. Because of your wisdom is you got these wisdoms. And like this, in the Buddha's path, there is a different. Maybe it's like you be first bhumi, you are kind of the beginner practitioners. You are a follower of the path of the accumulation merit, that not that advantageous. And then you be in the path of the conjunction, then part of the seeing, part of the meditations. Then it's the level of the Bodhisattvas, first, second, third bhumis. Then is you become the 10th bhumis. There's no more learning of the path is arrived. That time is you understood all the phenomena, particularly the great wisdom. You got this nature characteristics or the reality feature of the phenomena, which is the sameness. And that is like you say, your wisdom is called the primordial wisdoms. What does it mean, the primordial wisdoms? Wisdom and primordial wisdom, what does it mean? Normally wisdom is like there's discriminated wisdoms. You understand that is a flower, that is the house, that is horse, this is cow, this is a mountain, this is a rock, this is jungle. You understand, distinguish between phenomena, red, blue, yellow, so on. But this is a wisdom, but it's not primordial wisdoms. When your wisdom is called the primordial wisdom, means you realize that this wisdom is realize that your nature, primordial, your nature. Primordial, your this like kind of Buddha nature. Primordial, your like kind of essence nature, these features. And then these realizers, the cognitive is mind, you call the primordial wisdoms. And therefore also it's like to meditate on again and again impermanent. Maybe through that you can to make the rebirth into your mind as primordial wisdoms. Therefore, it's like a mind one-pointedly or the like a single-mindedly meditate on the impermanent, and it can to it's a such give you help to us, or you is like kind of give the rebirth to the wisdoms. At the first meditation on impermanent, until you are the fully convinced, make you search for the Dharma City. And it's like at the beginning, it's like really like, until you are fully convinced, and it's like, oh, I understood the impermanent, really, utterly, purely, no doubt. It's like a kind of confirmedly, I realized that the nature of the impermanent, it is impermanent. And you have these realizations, then it's like really it's easily to searching for the Dharma. Absolutely like this. I met many like kind of the people is like this. And someone is like they lost the families. Someone is very much suffered, changed many jobs, maybe life, maybe families, and there's such under the movement. Then finally they are searching spiritualities. Maybe it's not only the Dharma, but then they are searching spiritualities. Then it's like they kind of the search. Good searchers is wonderful. Maybe they can to find the good things. And maybe it's like more profound. And also maybe it's in this world. Maybe there is also different existence, maybe good spiritualities. And it's like this. For example, when I enter into my universities, of course, I'm like kind of the searching the different the spiritualities. And maybe we kind of study this, the 360 different spiritualities. We first time to study everything is what is the view, what is the conduct, what is the meditation, what is the conclusion, the consequence. And then you do like to study, and then you comparison to sharing and to this and that, and coming to. For example, if you want to study, there's one Longchenpa's book, particularly there's the treasure of the different philosophies, and also that is the wonderful. And also another there is like kind of the treasure of the great jewels. And you can do insight. There's so many different spiritualities. And I don't really is omniscient Longchenpa. He's like to understand each different spiritualities. First time they establish their own tradition, what their motivation, what they conduct, what they view, what their meditation, what the consequence. And then the end there is also, of course, sometimes there are augmentation of the corrections. Maybe in this perspective, there is such a doubt, and how you can to kind of clarify it. And like this, each one is first like kind of settled, and like this, their own tradition. Second, there's augmentation, and then finally, it's like this. And this kind of many there's. And then it's like to finally, it's like it's how do you think about the Buddha's teaching? How about he founded in this path? And the path of the, like, we can do the compassion, no harming sentient beings. That is the really truth. We can to look. And the Buddha's 84,000, each sentence, each word is connected to the compassion. And also this compassion is not normal compassions, impartial compassions concerning all the sentient beings. Nothing kind of the exceeded, or how do you say it? It's like everything is included, not something is excluded. It's everything is included. And you concerning like this is like for me or for the like someone. I don't know, me it's like I like it very much that. Then sometimes it's like you have compassion, but maybe your own way. I have compassion myself, or I have compassion to my family, my society, my country, mine. But why not others? And what is the different like this? I have compassion to the human beings, but it's animals not. And what is the different? Now even the science, they checking how it is the different animals and the human beings. Human is more intelligent than the animal, but the animal is like mind is same as the humans. Someone is teaching, give education to horse, cats, dogs, and they do same as the human beings. And then it's like, what is the difference to human beings and the animals? Even if we can to teach education, give education, cow, sheep, goats, while the animals also is like they can to learn what we are can to learn. Of course, there is the like kind of the coding the causalities, absolutely, and the appearances. We have different body, different verb. The mentally is concerning, where of the concern absolutely the same. Coding the different conditions, then there is a different, of course, humans more advantageous. And it's like this, in this perspective, to if you have compassion impartially, it's more profound. And also in the middle, Buddha's paths, the entire of the path, it is the compassions. Meditating on the compassion, aspiration compassion, application compassion, and the relative compassion, absolute compassions. All the times of meditation in the path is connected to the compassions. Finally, you realize the sameness here. It's also compassions. The essence of the compassion is the sameness, impartiality. And therefore, at the beginning is compassion, the middle is compassion, conclusion, consequences in compassion, realization of the Buddha nature is a compassion, equanimities, sameness. And therefore, it's also we need to searching for that. It's very important. I mean, say it's like, I'm going back to say it's like, when we have some sufferings, problems, understood impermanent, understood is like kind of changing transitarians, then people to start, it is like spiritualities. And then it's like a true searching. Therefore, it's also when we understood impermanent, then we came to searching the spirituality or Dharma, like this. And then in the middle, it is the conducive to practice. In the middle, we searched the Dharma, we found the Dharma. Maybe we can be lucky, if we are lucky, maybe we can account something is like a good representative of the Buddha. Probably we can to make some qualified teacher, spiritual teacher. Maybe that is lucky. And also we are more close. And also maybe we trust each other. Maybe also teachers trust to our student. Maybe our student trusts to the teachers. We receive the properly education of the Dharma. And then we also accounted the Dharma. And then we practice or not practice our own responsibilities. And sometimes it's like this. In these situations, then it's like we properly, authentic way we receive the Dharma. And then it's like according thinking about the impermanent, then we can do practice also Dharma. It's give you conditions. Thinking of the impermanent, meditating on the impermanent, this kind of push to ourselves, practice Dharma, practice Dharma. Yes, I understood. I want to hurry up. I don't need to tell me and someone or like push me. I understand. I need to push myself. I understand impermanent of the externally environment, universal, living being, and all the everything. Oh, I need to practice. And then each moment is like there is one person's analyze and how we do the practice the Dharma. Once he went in the solitude place, someone in the retreat, and he looked behind to this person, and this person has fully education of the impermanent, and this person has a realization of the impermanent, therefore wanted to in the retreat and practicing. And he in the morning session, during the sessions, really is like kind of condensedly, firmly to practice, like honestly, to be seriously to practice Dharma. But in the post-meditations, he stopped in the lunch, breakfast, he making the tea times. Between there is, whenever you have, he has space time of the mouth, and he recite mantras, he thinking like they recite the prayers and think. Mind also is there's a little bit to chance. Maybe also he's concerning. Life is like a dream. Life is hallucination. Life is like a kind of it's like a echo, and it's like this. And this is maybe it's like, okay, I perceive now it's today nice, but this is impermanent. I don't know I will to be tomorrow or not. And thinking it's like sameness, thinking about compassion each moment. And during the making the tea, and during this duration of the tea put on the fire, until it's boiled, maybe between there's maybe 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, maybe it's 1 hour. Between these durations, this person's doing such kind of the virtuous, positive, and practice dharmas. And then he was, wow, wonderful, surprised. Therefore, everybody is talking about the impermanence. And also we say it's like when you be in the solitude place, all the activities naturally become the positive things. This is also true. Then he went in the normal life, someone's how it is the practice of the Dharma. To be normal, like maybe someone's serious follow the Dharma, but to involved in the daily like kind of the communities or the daily life. And then there's a community. They may be talking about impermanent. They're talking about the authentic Dharma, but almost per day, maybe they can to recite the single money. Or maybe they're thinking once, maybe thinking impermanent or not. Maybe in the family situations, they never, ever almost talking about impermanent, never talking compassions, never talking about sadness. They never thinking about like this, worldly, politically, which is delicious, where we can go to holiday, which kind of entertainment, and like this. And if there is a family situations, problems, every day talking that, how we can do, oh, this person's bad, this person's good, and talking. And our job is like companies, and the situation of the countries, and chocolate, croissant, something. Never talking. And then it's like this. Therefore, sometimes it's like, how do you say, in the retreat places like this. But if we ourselves, to a little bit really realization of the impermanent, and then it's like maybe natural. I heard it's like in the how do you say, in the Tibet community in Belgium, there is one guy, and he's, I mean, it's like a little bit, I don't know which kind of, but not like a monk or something, but one in the perspective, maybe a little criminal, but he did something bad things. But during that, he's a very dangerous situations, he practiced Tara, and looks like very much helped. He saved her. And then he's fully interested to practice Dharma, the Tara. And even though he's talking, oh yeah, bonjour, how are you? Oh yeah, would you like tea? He all the time is practiced. Why you say, yes, Tara helped me very much. Maybe yes, maybe not, but it's how do you say, he did many things. He escaped from the China, and he did very dangerous things. It's like, oh, now my life is finished. He all the time says, please, Tara, help me, please, Tara, help. And he like kind of survive. And then he's a trust, he's like this, and then he practiced Tara. And like this, if we really to understand the impermanent, then you want to practice a Dharma, maybe generate bodhicitta. Okay, maybe you can to practice Tara. Why not? And Tara, can you give me blessing in order to realize it of the true nature of realities? Also, Tara is we call the wisdom deities. Is such a compassionate lady. And whoever connected to is a Tara, and he's enlightened as realizations, the energy is we can to receive, like a sunlight. When sunlight is perceived, some vegetations, there's such a benefit. Therefore, we are connected to the compassion beings and realizations beings and the wisdom deities. Sometimes we can receive energy, blessing we can to say. And like this, why not? It's like concerning benefit for the death, benefit for the realization of. Like this, and we need to how to practice, conduce to practice, and also in the end, in the help us attain the ultimate goals. Of course, it's like when we are doing Dharma, and our ultimate goal is the need to be enlightenment. And like in the beginning, is the realization of the impermanence brought and conduced to us, and like a kind of the searching for the Dharma. In the middle is a conduced to ours in order to practice Dharma very well, authentic way. And finally also is through this diligence, through this doing correctly, finally also is like the ultimate goal is to be the enlightenment. And like this. And also is like another thing is, at the first meditation in impermanence, after you are the fully convinced, make you practice with the diligence, which is protect you like armor. And it's like the first time is when we are really to understand the impermanent, and afterwards we want to like the practice Dharma, and really it's like we don't much care that our like temporary conditions. And maybe it's like you can to say, today I have not much to eat, but today is okay. Maybe I have a piece of bread. And okay, I can to survive. I will eat this one. I need to do important things to Dharma. And like this, and then it's like this difficult of the lack of the food, no problem. And today is like I haven't got choice to drink coffee or milk tea or Tibetan exotic tea or something. I have only hot water. Maybe I can to survive today, no problem. And I need to practice authentic Dharma. That is very important. And you can to bear that. You have such a kind of the challenge and to in the like daily conditions. Oh, my house is like a little bit broken there. But okay, I can to sit like this. I need to, more important is that to practice Dharma. And also it's like if you have family, maybe it's like to families for important like to do help like this. And also it's like some in the family situation, you can take care to the family and really to the serious, not our artificial way to help families. Sometimes when we help to families, arrogantly, proudly, I helping to you, but you don't respect to me. I helping to you, but you never listen to me. I'm helping to you, you should to say thank you to me. And not like this, honestly, very gently, very cheerfully, and very much open, tolerant. I have dedicated. I never expected nothing. Yesterday I helped. Today you should to help me. Nothing like this. Help, and to support and support. And like this, it's Dharma. Absolutely Dharma. You are be in the middle of your families. You are like kind of the helping to. And you think impermanent. Today, if I'm practice passion, today I'm to give forgiveness to my families. I don't know tomorrow am I alive or not. And today, if I'm says, kind of the complaint, oh, yesterday I helped you this and that. Today you revenge me. You don't listen to me. Then you argue. Then you cry. Then you complain. Why we need, and like this, you think about impermanent, why I need to do. Today I have to practice, tomorrow maybe nothing. If today I'm thinking impermanent, to practice patience, don't kind of complain, maybe tomorrow my families appreciate it. And if families to be happy, that is the virtue, that is the really Dharma. And like this, then it's like, today is like you don't give me nice coffee. Today is you didn't give me nice tea. Today you not respect me, you revenge me. Yesterday, last month, I helped to you so much, but you don't listen to me. You is like kind of, today my condition, and you didn't. Then there's not kind of diligent harmony, also like to a bear. And like maybe today is like making the disturb to your families to you, practice patience, uncomfortable, maybe unpleasant, maybe a little bit inside sad, but you thinking about the impermanent, you are bare to these situations. And even the some is like very much angry, and the front of the tree says, you just look at the face and to meditate patient and compassion. Compassion is thinking about this person's anger, this person's selfish, this person's to like, maybe it's okay to become the quiet. I don't want to reply. I don't do nothing. Maybe tomorrow is to become. This is also is like kind of diligence, which like protect you, like armor for the positive things. It's some is like circumstances, negative, positive, negative circumstances, never interrupted to practice Dharma, and like this. Okay. Do you have any questions? Yes.
Yes. It's about the process of the death.
Process
of death,
okay.
dissolution, and so on. Is it okay to read again and again to memorize how it works, and then later on, when we have good level of meditation, to meditate on this process?
Disposition?
No, on the process of dying.
Uh-huh.
I mean, is it okay to read it again and again to memorize how it works? And
to study.
Yes, and then
study.
Meditate on it, is okay or not?
How to meditate on it? How?
To try to figure out how it's...
To try to think, to study. Mm-hmm. How are the outer dissolution? How it is the inner dissolution? How it is the secret dissolution? How are talking about in the intermediate part though? Okay, when I'm born, when I'm living, then I'm going to die. And this kind of the analytical, okay? Maybe analytical meditations. And you're thinking like this, analyze. Certainly you have the knowledge, understand them perfect, convinced they're using this, and like to understand the impermanent. Then no need to meditation. Why you need to concern? Now it's the benefit. When I be in the like a first dissolution, what I need to meditate on it? Sameness, your Ripa awareness, compassion, equanimities, what you studied before Uttaratantra in the meditation stage of the Pajina Paramata by the Patrul Rinpoche. This insight, we can do says, no meditation, it's meditation, excellent meditations. There is this kind of the how you look at your mind. In this moment is how it's instructions. Right now says you need to recognize all these appearances, the self-appearances. Like a dream, hallucination, it's like this. Maybe it's like the learning now in these appearances are the hallucination, and like a dream, rainbows. You training process like this, then certainly maybe it's a positive appearance, negative appearances. There's like kind of, it doesn't make you happy or fear. And to more and more to study, more like this education. We'll go back to the sameness. And then it's like maybe in the intermediate part, when we did the process that you studied already, then it's, yeah, I'm going to do that. That's the moment, what I need to maintain. Pit instruction. Oh, now until it's finished my outer dissolution. Oh, look, now it's inner dissolution. What I need to, pit instruction. I don't know, pit instruction. There is pit instruction. Inconceivable pit instructions. You need that moment. You realize that pit instruction, each moment, you don't need to go through that. Immediately be enlightenment. Then this process, there's no existence. And then it's like, oh, inner dissolution is now shaking. I couldn't manage. Now secret dissolution is coming. Oh, red, white. Before the blue start, I want to be enlightenment. Practice pit instruction. And then it's like maybe that is finished. Oh, yes. Bang. And unconsciousness. Certainly you wake up to, it's like, maybe it's like same as the dreams, yesterday someone says. You look at your body and scaring, what happened? You won't try to into the body, impossible. There's three things, generally it says impossible. Again, your own, this life's mother's want, and our own body, and in the difficult go to in the nature of the realities. It's called the nature Vajra, the cross. But this is, of course, it's difficult. If you can enter to there, it's the best. But it's very difficult. And these three things is transparent, penetrated our minds. And then you can to go to like kind of the top of your body to look, maybe surround families crying. Something that, I'm like really, I cannot manage it. My death, like last, the dissolutions. Now I separated and body, my mind is. Now I need to look around. Maybe in the Pardo instructions, there's different luminosities. Same as like this. Bright luminosities, very soft luminosities. Maybe white, yellow, red, green, blues is coming. And the same time, when white is coming, maybe very bright, very weak, looks like friend. You afraid, attached, is wrong. But you recognize there's pit instruction to understand the self, this kind of luminosities. Maybe these luminosities nowhere come from our mind. And according to these luminosities, there is different beings. Maybe it's like different deities. Of course, principally 5 Buddha families. Some is like beings are the white, yellow, red, blue, green things is coming. But also, of course, we become a little bit kind of confused. Many different varieties of there's the beings. Maybe it's like kind of like children's cartoon. It's like half also body, humans, half is like horse, animals. Half body is the human, but head is some animal. But this kind of hallucination is coming. If we haven't got any PT instructions, we run away. Where we run from our own selves, these appearances, impossible to run. But we try to run, afraid, and sometimes again it's unconsciousness. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. It's all like kind of going through this. Maybe it's like 7 days going to. Then slowly it's lost. It's like intermediate part of the Dharma, that's it, very short. One is like my teacher said, it's like, now it's like when we're meditating, as long as the karma body and any vipassana or meditations, try. If you, as much as you meditate, these meditations making the longer between of the dharmata, pardo of dharmata, it's intermediate part of the realities. And if you have this longer, there's a chance. But sometimes the intermediate part of the realities very, very fast. Boo, so that's gone. Then we need to next times. For example, we can to say it's like there is a trains coming, and maybe trains 5 at the store. You need to something meet people or some need to know about coming. If you look very carefully, you don't recognize these trains. Maybe some trains to 1 second stop, 2 seconds, 3rd second, maybe 1 second train stop is gone or it's finished. Now next train you need to waiting in order to recognize. Maybe you need to read, there is one's like important advertise on the trains. And to stop there, that moment you need to read, but maybe there's a trains not stopped wrong. So, how I can to read? Boom, so it's gone. Okay, now next train. Maybe next train, that means is we need to again reborn and again to life, or again go through the death process. And like this, therefore, is that the part of the Dharma, the reality is very important. That moment we have a lot to understand the ultimate realities occurring. But it's a longer, it's like, for example, this tree is coming slowly to stop. 10 or 20 minutes, there is you can read everything. And therefore, is Dharma Pardos, there is this, then there is, okay, this is ultimate realities. And you have like kind of thinking, maybe you can to understand there's a process, remind the PT instructions, how you studied the sameness, how the meaning of the sameness, how is the nature reality, certainly maybe recognize, kind of the wake up, disappeared these appearances, be enlightened, and changed absolutely appearances probably. And like this, then therefore it's like this short. And if you have PT instructions, maybe we need to go there. Maybe even we don't need to go until there before. Say those processes, bye-bye, au revoir, later. And like this, meditation on the PT instruction should to have knowledge about the impermanent. Study about the external dissolution, inner dissolution, secret dissolution, and also we study now. We are in the between, pardo. This is birth, pardo. This morning we born. Now we are talking about, are you in the pardo? No. Of course, we are in the pardo. To need to look, I said, where am I? How am I? And it's which kind of reality is everything is, do you know about the, I can just say it's this Belgium. Belgium's not this. This is not Belgium. But we in the confusion, ordinary perspective, oh yeah, it's Belgium, it's chocolate, it's nice money company. This is Belgium. Yeah. This. But if you are philosophy, really you study like this, yes, to now. then is you don't need to go waiting for the death. In this moment, Buddha is 6 years. Most time people is 3 years. Maybe through study, during the instruction, during the empowerment, during the PT instructions, you realize that the reality, or maybe you fully to waken up. Before Guru Rinpoche came, maybe Buddha's, Guru Rinpoche came into the, maybe it's just to a little bit give instructions, become the enlightenment. 25, his disciples, same as him, become immediately. Then it's what they needed to the thinking about impermanent death. One says like done, they're done forever. Like Holiness says, put effort first time. You put effort, you go to more advantage. One in the perspective, you reach. Yesterday he says, when you think about impermanent, and then certainly when you practice Dharma, is you have like such confidence, happiness. Like some farmers to really to done some is like good things field, and then he has so relaxed. There's 100% coming poverty or lack of the food. And like this, when we practice Dharma, some in the level, there is a confidence. Maybe that moment, you don't need to much to hurry up. And there is a Patrul's book we call the meditation, one meditation, like a cow, and sitting, grass is coming front, like a sleeping, grass coming in the front of the mouth, and to then is here is you don't need to go and making. It's quite easy meditating like this. But really someone's like you don't need to hurry up, don't need to go someplace. You have all this education session. You looks like doing nothing but done everything. You are not really meditating, you meditate the most profound things. That moment you can do whatever you do. Is externally you become the alcoholic, or you externally you become crazy. Externally what you become doesn't matter. Drink tea.
Thank you.
Tea.